Hi, I'm Izzy, and this is Dizzy Quilts and Sews. Welcome to episode 87 of Friday Sews. Well, it's been a while since I've filmed a Friday Sews video. I did Vlogmas all through December, so my last Friday Sews video is from December 1st, so almost a full month. I'm feeling a little bit out of practice. But before I get really started, I wanted to say a huge thank you to Jen, who is today in Jen's sewing room, for creating this amazing hashtag. So if you've never ever done that before, make sure you use the hashtag to search for videos on YouTube. And I think you can sort by date after that and then see everyone's latest Friday Sews videos. There are so many of us now. It's grown into this amazing community. And we're also on Facebook. So Friday Sews Central is a Facebook community or Facebook group that Jen has also set up where everybody can get together and talk about what they've been up to. So what have I been up to in the sewing room this week? Well, it's been pretty chilled around here after the craziness that was the week before Christmas and all of the crafts and the bags and oh my goodness, the clothes I made the week leading up to Christmas. This week has been pretty relaxing, which is amazing. So I've made myself 2 tops. I used the pattern Hepburn Top by Itch to Stitch. It's been recently re-released in her expanded size range, which is amazing. So this pattern is now available from a size 00 to a size 40. It's a really good basic pattern. So it's basically a turtleneck with either 3/4 sleeves or full sleeves. And as part of my winter 2023 capsule, I wanted 2 layering pieces or 2 base layers, one white one and one charcoal one. So I ordered fabric earlier in December, received them the week leading up to Christmas, if I remember, and just kind of set them aside. And this week I finally had time to print out my pattern, assemble the sheets, and then make my 2 tops. So the first one is the white one, and that's a rib knit. I believe it's a viscose rib knit from Core Fabrics. And based on what the pattern sizing or the sizing recommendations in the pattern, it said this was a very fitted top, and if we wanted it a little bit looser, to just size up. So my measurements put me in a size 20. Yes, a size 20. But there's, I think, something like 3 inches of negative negative ease at the bust, and then negative ease again at the hips and waist. And I really didn't want something that was gonna just cling to me even as a base layer. So I sized up to a size 22 and then went ahead and made the white version. I like the fit on the white version. I think it doesn't cling too much anywhere. And actually I'm really glad I sized up because the collar, the turtleneck thing, is really snug. Now, not uncomfortably so, but if I'd made my size 20, I think it would no longer be comfortable. So yeah, at the neck, it's perfect. Bust, waist, hips, everything's good. But because I sized up, and in Itch to Stitch patterns, I already usually have to make a narrow shoulder adjustments. And I don't know why I didn't think to do that right off the bat. I just didn't. So you can tell in the video I'm gonna show that the shoulder seam is way off my shoulder. It's not a huge deal because I'm never gonna wear this thing by itself. I'm always gonna wear it either under a sweater, under a button-up shirt, that kind of thing. So chances are you'll never see my shoulder seam. But that's one of my biggest pet peeves when I make garments for myself, when I can't get the shoulder seam to be right on the shoulder seam. Anywho, I like the fabric. The fabric is soft. It doesn't have a ton of stretch, which is another reason why I sized up. It doesn't have the recommended amount of stretch in it. So if I'd gone with just the usual size I make in itch to stitch, it just would have been a disaster. So yeah, so sized up and then just left everything else as is, which resulted in a beautiful fit everywhere except for the shoulders. But hey. So then next I cut into my charcoal gray 100% merino wool from Core Fabrics. Oh my gosh, that fabric is so amazing. Now, when I first got it, touching it, I was like, ooh, that's going to be a little bit itchy, especially with the turtleneck and like a fitted garment. But after I washed it, and I did wash it in a gentle cycle with gentle detergent, and then I basically put it in the dryer because I always put my fabric in the dryer in case hubby decides he's going to do laundry. So I put it in the dryer at a very low setting, like very, very low heat. And it turned out fine. It looks beautiful still. There's no twisting or stretching or anything like that. I do have a front loader washing machine, so there is no crazy, yeah, that stuff. Anywho, after being washed, it was a lot softer. So I cut my size 22 again, but this time I did a 1/2 inch narrow shoulder adjustment on the size 22. And the fit on the shoulders is a bit better, but still not perfect. So I'm gonna have to narrow the shoulders again if I decide to make another one of these turtlenecks. But I love both of those, and I think those are gonna be super practical in my wardrobe. And I took footage actually of the white one worn with my black and white Metra blazer and my red Harper cardigan with a pair of jeans, and yes, awesome. So those two pieces, just those two turtlenecks, are going to be extremely practical base layers. So that is basically 3 pieces of my winter capsule all done, and I'm planning the remaining, I think I have 3 or 4 remaining pieces, and I'm going to plan those for the month of January, and then I'll have a complete capsule, which will include existing pieces that I've made in the past and some ready-to-wear pants mostly. Yeah, I think just pants. Yes. So anyways, I'm super happy with my new turtlenecks. And I also worked this week on my Make 9 plans because I do want to sign up. I do want to make 9 plans for 2024. I didn't really make them last year, but I want to make them this year. And this year I'm focusing on something a little bit different. So the video is coming out on the channel on Tuesday next week. So you're going to want to be subscribed and get that notification bell clicked so that you know when that video comes out. I think it's going to be a really fun challenge for myself for 2024. And those are basically all of my accomplishments from this week. So it's been nice and relaxed. My plans for next week are also pretty relaxed just because I'm going back to work on the 2nd, and so I'm going to be working 4 days, probably in office one of those days. So I don't want to overcommit and just pile on too much. So I'm going to finish getting ready for the quilt along that's going to kick off on the channel on Sunday the 7th. So I want to make all of my test blocks, make sure all of my calculations are working, make sure I get the right fabric requirements and all of that good stuff so that the video can come out on the 7th. So that's going to be my big focus next week, just nailing all of those details down. and then we start quilting. Well, actually, we're going to gather all of our materials on Sunday the 7th, and the first block tutorial is going to come out later in the month of January. So those are the things I've got going on at the moment. Life-wise, well, like I said at the beginning of the video, it's been a very relaxing week. I am watching the World Hockey Junior Tournament. I think that's what it's called. With hubby, thoroughly enjoying that. I'm a huge fan of hockey, if you haven't noticed. Yeah, and that's, oh, and I went to see a Cirque du Soleil show with Marianne on Wednesday night, and it was the annual like Christmas show they put on. So it's at the hockey arena, and it's on ice, and it's really, really cool. So I've seen a number of Cirque du Soleil shows in the past, none of which were on ice. So I thought that was really, really cool. And I was, like always, like blown away by these talented artists. It's just, yes, mind-blowing. So that was a very, very nice evening spent with my girl, courtesy of her brother who got the tickets for us for Christmas. So it was very, very nice. And besides that, yeah, it's just been all about relaxing this week, reflecting, planning, and thinking about what I want 2024 to look like. And it's been good. It's been a really, really good week. All right, well, that's going to do it for me this week. Thank you so much for stopping by and watching the video. Please give it a thumbs up on your way out if you liked it, and consider subscribing to the channel. Thanks again, and I will see you soon.